Hello, everybody. This is Boxing Bros UK, and here's Chris. This is my co-host Andrew, the Boxing Brain.
Hello.
Today's topic is the fight review of Ben Whittaker versus Liam Cameron. Walk me through the fight, Andrew. How you think it was going and what was happening, and then I'll give my 2 cents, and then we'll go into the aftermath.
Ben Quittaker. That's the meme going around. Isn't it? That's the meme going around.
Yeah.
Listen, I had my reservations about Ben Whittaker. You know, I've never. I was right from kind of almost the start. You know, good amateur pedigree, good Olympian, looks the part, sounds good, being marketed. He's the kind of golden boy at these Saudi events, isn't he? And you know, Liam Cameron was totally overlooked, even though we know, you know, because he's got a very interesting story, Liam Cameron, and I would have liked to have seen that a bit more. I think he deserved a little bit more respect. But anyway. There's a massive issue with Ben Whittaker for me, Chris, is that very skillful fighter. It would be okay if he was a featherweight or a lightweight. At light heavyweight and up, and I'm just being completely blunt. The guy can't punch. His power evaporates after 2 or 3 rounds. And if you cannot get the respect to it, you look at some of the monsters of this division. Right? This guy ain't getting past your Yards and Boatsis and Azizis of this world, let alone your Beterbievs, Bivols, you know, and the monsters of the division. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine what Beterbiev would do to Ben Whittaker based on that performance? I mean, I'm going into this a little bit emotionally based because I'm just frustrated because I don't like all this sort of modern. I mean, if he wants to do all this showboat and Instagram stuff, go and fight on fucking Misfits. Because the pro game, right? I'm sorry, I'm not going off on one now. If you're going to come in the pro game, and in your 9th fight, where you're going to fight against a good amateur, Liam Cameron, who knows the dark arts, who can old man you a bit, who's going to take you into dark waters, who knows the game. Who kind of was talking to you in the ring and you clearly didn't fancy it. If you're not able to go through the trenches at this stage of your career, because for me, like I say, we'll get into it later, he quit. If you don't fancy it, what are you doing in the pro game? Like, just a frustrating performance and end to the whole thing. It started off well, nice quick jabs. Thought, well, he looks serious here. He's not mucking about. And then his stamina and power after round 2 seemed to fall off a fucking cliff.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you should say that. So I think that there's, like, not defending him, but I'm giving him I don't know, something was wrong with him. Because how can you, after the first round, he was gassed. He sat down on his stool. I think I made a note of it here. Yeah. He sat down on his stool. It was like he was having a panic attack. Like very anxious, very nervous. Like his coaches were talking to him, we were looking through him, and they were going, Benjamin! So they're calling him, like they were his mum or something, like it's his dad, Benjamin! Like screaming that out. And he goes, and they said to him, calm down, breathe. This is round 1, and he just won. So he just looked good. He just looked good, and he was like, calm down. No shucking. No, as Apollo Creed said in Rocky 2, no shucking, no jiving, just business. That's what he was all doing. Round 1, round 2. In round 2, Liam Cameron, he caught him with a good shot. I think it was it was like a looping hook around the guard kind of thing, and I think he caught some of it on the gloves, but he felt the power, Ben Whittaker, and he kind of thingy. Then he was like roughing him up, like going after him. He was clinching him. He was hitting him behind the head, and he started crying to the ref and all that shit, which I hate that Ben Whittaker does. Like, I know it's not picking on him, but like, he's a crybaby. But any fighter does this, starts crying about shit. Like, if someone's fouling you, foul them back. When when Whittaker was hitting Cameron low, what did Cameron do? Banged him one low. Ref seen it, told him, and he goes, "Well, fucking tell him as well then." Like, you know, so like that's what you call a proper mentality of a man who's a fighter by heart,
Yeah.
like a warrior spirit. I don't think that Ben Whittaker is. I think it reminds me of like his mentality is like Tommy Fury, you know, like it's more bothering about followers and views of his showboating shit. Like he's not got. He says he's got the Warriors mentality, but I haven't seen it, and this is our chance to see it. And it looked like the occasion was getting to him. I don't know. When he come out of that third round, he was doing all right for a bit, and then as soon as it got uncomfortable for him, Cameron started coming on strong, landing body shots, smacking him over the ring, and then he tried to fight with him in the pocket instead of
Mm.
resetting and taking it back long. He was starting. It's like I think it's like Cameron hurt him, so he was like, right, I need to hurt you. And then every time he was trying to hurt him, he was losing out on the exchanges in the pocket and having to clinch. And then Cameron was starting to come on strong. He was in his ear, chatting shit to him. And then another thing that Whittaker was doing, I was doing my head in. Every time Cameron was like putting the forearm in his throat and shit, like just using the dark arts, you know. It's a fucking fight at the end of the day. He's using the dark arts and you do it back. There's no time for crybabies. The ref don't see it. What do you want? That stupid thing they got in football where they fucking rewind it every fucking few seconds and watch the replay. We don't want that shit in boxing.
Yeah.
We don't need it. We don't fucking want it. It's a fight at the end of the day. And the dark arts are part of it.
He must have known that's what Liam Cameron's going to do. Like this is where I don't understand the preparation sometimes, right? You're coming into the fight, you're fighting a guy, right, who's not as slick as you, he's not as fast as you, he doesn't have the skill set, he's not a technician like you are. If I'm Liam Cameron's trainer, I'm saying to him, you do what you do best. You do your strengths. You do you.
Yeah.
You know, like a bit like what Beterbiev was doing, you know, stepping on Bivol's foot a bit. You know, step on his foot, you know, disrupt him, you know, stick your forearm in his face, make it ugly. Because Pretty Boy Ben Whittaker won't want it. Pretty Boy Ben Whittaker.
He won't want it ugly. And
maybe I'll have to put that in the title of the video. Because, like, come on, come on. You know, this is elite level boxing. And the professional game, this isn't the amateurs now and sort of dancing around and point scoring and all the rest of it. You've got your 10-ounce gloves on and you've got someone in there who's got a point to prove with ambition, who's had a tough life. You know, he's struggling. He's coming in there to upset the upper guy. Everyone's writing him off. You're this A-side being pumped up, sticks it on you a bit, and you gassing out with nervous energy and not concentrating and switching off, not fighting your fight, getting caught in the pocket on the inside. What's he doing? Like, to me, it was terrible performance. Terrible.
And the worst thing is as well, with that forearm thing, his answer to combat the forearm thing, when Cameron put his forearm in the throat, he was going like this. Shaking his head around. Ref. It's like, that's what he's doing. He's going like, ref. And it's just like, what's the fight back? You see it, he flicks his head back like a fucking, like a sloppy fucking blonde bird. Like a sloppy bird.
And the other thing I didn't like, he was looking at the ref all the time, looking at his corner all the time, looking around.
Crybaby.
I watched a video on this with a sports psychologist. Actually, I won't go too deep into this because it's a tangent. But he was saying sometimes, maybe with these celebrity sportsmen, AJ, Ben Whittaker, they almost want to present themselves a certain way in the ring, and if it's not going their way and things are going bad, they sort of freak out a bit and don't know what to do because they're worried about how they're coming across and they don't want to be an internet meme. The problem is now, Ben Whittaker, all around social media now, he's Quittaker, all the memes of him falling over the ring in the wheelchair. It's all a bit embarrassing, if you ask me. It's ridiculous.
And then, like, and then I think from like for me, round three, Cameron, he started smacking Ben Whittaker because Ben Whittaker, he was staying in the pocket with him, like trying to fight with him, and I feel like it was like bravado because people call him pillow fists and all that, and he was losing, and I think he was getting dragged into a fight that he didn't need to, trying to prove himself, and he wasn't coming off best, but it's like he couldn't accept it. So then, what did he do? His strategy, he goes back to the corner. His coaches are telling him, keep it long, keep it long. Your feet's your defense, yeah? You've got quicker feet. You've got the longer reach. Keep it long. What does he do? He doesn't keep it long. He gets caught by Cameron. Again, what does he do? Instead of keeping it long and using his size, he hunches over like he's some sort of fucking Mexican when he's a big 6 foot lanky guy. He hunches over, leans over his front foot, said like, let's go to war, and then Lee Cameron just takes a step back, bang, 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 body, bang, like just smack it. Like I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Like when you're walking someone down, you don't just like put your shoulders in and put your head down and start like when they're like stood right there. If they're doing that, then you do that. Step in with a jab, set it up, and if it gets there, then you do that. But he was like not in range, and then he's stepping in range, going like this, and as he's trying to walk up, before he's even unloaded, Lee was like, "Oh, you're gonna do that? Are you?" Bang, bang, bang. I lost some of that, and then around 5, he was about to knock him out. It looked like to me that's why he grabbed hold of him, and then Lee Cameron, he wouldn't let go, so Lee Cameron's walking him to the ropes, like pushing him, like, "You're not stronger than me. I'll fucking have you." And because he's got hold of him and he's pushing him, they've gone, way! That fucking swing over the ropes. Oh my God. But do you know, this is one thing. The biggest fuck up of that fight is nobody should have helped him. Because, they was in a clinch. They went over the ropes. When you fall out the ring, you get 20 seconds to recover unassisted, So I think everyone just lost their mind. If everyone would have just left them alone, Cameron would have got up, got back in the ring. He would have got a TKO, technical knockout, if Whittaker couldn't get up.
Yeah.
Like, do you know Nigel Benn? Jerry McLennan, he knocks him out the ring. You get 20 seconds to recover and get back in the ring. It's the rules. Everyone forgot the rules. It's the referee.
And heart right there. The difference between Nigel Benn and Ben Whittaker. I think what we're potentially encountering here, and I don't want to write him off. I want to see the rematch, and let's see. And I hope he proves me wrong because he's a British prospect. But I'm just being honest, giving my opinion. What we might have seen here is a guy that's been exposed mentally and physically, right? Because that's the thing. And it's all right that you can have an elite skill set and, good amateur pedigree, Olympian, all the rest of it. Has he got the elite physicality needed to fight guys who are going to rough him up? Has he got that elite fitness? Because to go to the top level, you do need that elite physicality and elite fitness to go. Look what we saw in Beterbiev and Bivol. It was just elite all round. Right? Ben Whittaker's nowhere near that on any level. So this is the thing, isn't it? Is this what we're now going to see from Ben Whittaker? Comes out the first few rounds, looks really sharp, moving well, and as he goes up the level, and now people have seen how he kind of responds. As soon as someone sticks it on him, takes his tank away from him a little bit, he just wilts. Maybe that's what we're going to see now. Been exposed, but I hope not.
I hope not. And like heavyweight, like you say, he doesn't carry power. And like the problem is from what I've seen now, he get like when he's not showboating. I don't think his showboating would have worked. To be honest, I think he still would have got fucking smacked around the ring. It's like he doesn't have the power. And he's got fast times, good jab, and all that kind of stuff, nice and crisp. But like he doesn't cut the ring off very well. Like he like his footwork's not that great. It's like in his judgment of distance, it's basically his legs are like very athletic to like step around, move, jump back, or do that quickly, change your feet or whatever. But actually judging distance with your jab, like when to throw a right hand, his combinations was predictable. Eventually, I think Liam Cameron, he had his hand up here. He's like, I know what you're going to do next. So I'll just have it here ready. And if he's blocking, just like if someone's there like that and you're hitting them to the body, and then you go to the top, and Liam Cameron didn't even need to move his elbows down to block the body because he knew that he was going to. It's just like his ring IQ, everything. I do think I would like to give him the benefit of the doubt. I do think either he was having a panic attack, the occasion got to or something, because from round one, when his corner was like, he's like gasping, breathing heavy, and his second, and even Liam Cameron said like he didn't want it, and you could feel it, he didn't want it, and he was in a panic attack.
The problem is I've seen this movie before with David Price. This has happened with fighters before, and if that occasion's getting to him at this level against Liam Cameron, who's a good mid-level opponent, but he's not a Boycott or a Willie Hutchinson, if he's struggling there mentally and emotionally and physically, I don't know. Sports psychologists are a big thing now. Whatever he needs to do to get mid, but that could just be a personality issue. And I think I saw an interview with Liam Cameron, and of course there might be bravado in it. And the interviewer said, well, what do you make of Ben Whittaker's power? Was there any power there? And he said, look, the first couple of rounds, he can punch a bit. Like, it was nothing major, but he could punch. He said, but after the second round, his power fell off a cliff. And I just figured out what he was about. I was talking to him in the ring. I was giving him a bit of stick, saying, you don't want it, you don't like it, you don't fancy it. The heart and he said, I got to him. And he said, that's what I do. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And if that's true, then the kind of reaction we saw from Ben Whittaker isn't maybe a great surprise. He's just got to him.
He quit. So this is the question I want to ask you, yeah? Did he quit or did he not quit? What do you think?
Well, it's a very difficult one.
Especially with the rumours going around as well. Don't forget about the rumours. You may as well elaborate on that
as well. I heard his camera said stay down and quit, or so I'm paraphrasing something like that. We'll live to come and fight another day. Personally, and I can only just go off what I saw, because only he knows in his head if he did, and he'll never admit it. When I slowed it down, put it in slow motion, right, and I was watching him go over the ropes, I didn't personally see his right ankle, which is the one I think he was alleging was gone. I didn't see it touch anything. I don't. It was just, I don't know what happened, but I didn't see anything. So, me personally, I personally think he quit. I think he thought, I've got not much left here. I'm being dragged into deep waters. I could lose this. And I think in his head, he just went, let's go away, recalibrate, come again. So, I personally think he did.
I think he quit. And I think this was and this fight was bad matchmaking by Ben Shalom as well, because he just I think he had what did he have? His first 10-rounder against a nobody, a guy that he plucked out of they plucked off Instagram, who's never fought on TV ever, and he was shit, and he couldn't even knock him out. So he didn't look good. Like that guy, that Instagram guy, he didn't look good against him. It was boring. It was like a light heavyweight Josh Kelly, just young, all this fucking flashy shit with no fucking end results really. And when you face someone with some whiskers, they're just gonna walk through you and fucking start smacking you about. And I just think it was just a really, really terrible performance. And I don't know where the only thing that he needs to do now is rematch Liam Cameron. It's the
Yeah.
only thing, and I think bad matchmaking. He needed a few other like light heavy opponents, not journeyman, but like I don't know, someone like a Spellman, or I don't know, or like a Grant Dennis or something like. Because like he's our friend, but he told me that he was thinking of fighting at light heavyweight instead of super middleweight.
Yeah.
But like just someone who's a bit like I just think that James Cameron was all wrong, and they put him in against someone who was a little bit too good because he gave Lyndon Arthur a good fight, and it's like, and he was saying about, oh yeah, I'm not Lyndon Arthur. Yeah, Lyndon Arthur. The only reason why he won that fight is because he carries power, because he couldn't keep. That's how he kept Cameron away, and Cameron had to use spoiling tactics like the dark arts to get to him and set traps and do little things like. He didn't have any power. So when he got to him, there was nothing Ben Whittaker could do apart from get smashed around the ring. Yeah. What's next for Liam Cameron? What's next for Ben Whittaker? What do you reckon?
There's only one place to go. You've alluded to it. It's the rematch. I think Ben Whittaker can't. He has to right that wrong because I think it just tarnishes whatever legacy he wants to leave. I think that's the. I don't really see anywhere else where he could go. You know, it's a massively controversial. A lot of people feeling Liam Cameron might have won on the cards anyway when they went to the cards.
For me, I had it 3 rounds to 2 for Cameron. I don't know how it was a draw. There was no way it was a draw.
I think as much as I don't think he wants that fight, he's kind of got in there and doesn't fancy it. I think he's got to get right back in there, and I think he's got to right that wrong, and get through it. Use his boxing ability on the outside from range, right? Maybe kind of bore everybody, but just get the job done, get through it, and then go again. He has to take this fight again, I think, because otherwise he's just going to get pelters from all angles.
And the worst thing is about Ben Whittaker, like, so he got offers from Matchroom, Queensbury, yeah, and Boxer, they overpaid for him. They overpaid for him and Fraser Clark. They paid him a lot of money that it was a gamble, yeah, because and Sky, I mean, Matchroom and Queensbury was like, no, we're not giving him that much. He's just come out of the Olympics. If you want to do that, that's on you. So, like, the investment in him is so large, and I don't think they're getting any returns. And like, he has to take that rematch. If he don't take that rematch, his credibility is destroyed. And like, he has to take it with. He has to take it.
He can't go anywhere else. He can't go and fight an Aziz or someone like that, or I don't know. But, can he go back down to a Spellman? Someone, I don't know. He's got to. He can't go back fighting bums that he fought in the previous fight.
Exactly. No, he has to. That's the only fight for him. But this fight, yeah, unless it happens on the Saudi cards, it's not going to happen. Do you know why? Because guess what? Frank Warren just signed Liam Cameron. Well done. Well done, son. Well done.
Yeah. He deserves it. Liam Cameron deserves it. Good luck to him.
The beef, Ben Shalom. He's a little bitch, and he can't put his feelings aside for business. So if they have to make the show in the UK between Frank Warren and Ben Shalom without Turkey Al Sheikh, it ain't happening. I'm telling you now, it's not happening. It's not happening in a million years. So the only way it's going to happen is if it's on a Saudi card. Next Saudi card is in December. And it's already full. So they need time. If he has actually got an injury, he's going to need time to recover to heal the injury. But I don't think he's injured. And there's a rumor going around that his coach said, stay down, live to fight another day. So you could take that 2 ways, as they're telling him to quit, or maybe he had a little niggle on his ankle or something, and they're saying, don't move, or maybe because you might hurt yourself, so don't move. don't move, wait. And then he's like said, oh, is your foot hurting? I think that the coaches, because they seem like they've got like a father-son relationship with him. He kept calling him fucking Benjamin.
Yeah.
Benjamin, like they're his fucking dad when they were trying to give him advice, and he wasn't listening to anything they were saying. He was just going there and putting his head forward and getting it fucking smacked up. But I think that the coaches did it, and he made him quit, and he went along with it. That's what I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm just saying it could be a scenario where as soon as it's happened, the coach has gone, stay down. You'll live to fight another day. And maybe the coach has gone, your foot's hurting. Do not get up. And to make it look more dramatic, because I guarantee that we don't see no X-rays or doctor's notes or whatever. Or I've just got out of the hospital, my foot's fine. We haven't seen none of that. He's deactivated his Twitter account.
Yeah.
So I went on his Twitter account today. He's deactivated his Twitter account. Like, you've got to take the only thing you can do is he's got to take the rematch. He's got no choice. Liam Cameron, if Ben Whittaker won't fight him, I think that I'd like to see him fighting Paul Heaney. Is it Paul Heaney or Devin Heaney? What's it called?
Oh, Nathan Heaney.
Oh no, he's a super middleweight, though, isn't he?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say he's a middleweight, Nathan Heaney.
Is he? Oh yeah, fuck that. Yeah, sorry. I think maybe he could fight like Willie Hutchinson or Dan Aziz. Dan Aziz has been inactive for a while.
Yeah, Willie Hutchinson's coming off a loss. That's not a bad one. That's an entertaining fight. They'll both have a dust up.
Exactly. Or I'll tell you a bit. Dan Aziz looked absolutely dog shit in his last fight.
Yeah.
So redemption for him. And it's a fight that Liam Cameron can quite easily win. And they're about the same level, 50-50 white, but 50-50 fight, something like that. Have you got any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of those ones, I'm just trying to sort of pick my brains across the sort of light heavyweight division. I think, he's been in there with Lyndon Arthur, isn't he? I don't think there's a rematch there. I think, if he can't get the rematch with Ben Whittaker, I quite like the Willie Hutchinson fight, actually, because obviously he's coming off a loss. He was the silver champion, wasn't he, at the time?
Yeah.
I think that would be
both with Frank Warren, easy to make.
Easy fight to make. Stylistically, Willie Hutchinson does it. He's shown tremendous heart against Boycott last time out. Good win against Craig Richards. Actually, the Craig Richards fight, that might be a good one for Liam Cameron, just to sort of gauge where he's at. Maybe a Craig Richards off the top road would probably about next for him, a very winnable fight. Teaming up with Frank Warren for the first time. Let's make the Craig Richards fight. I quite like that one.
Yeah, that's it. There's good options out there for Liam Cameron. And if you watch this video, Boxing Bros UK, we're big supporters, and we wish you all the best. And well done, and we thought you won the fight.
Yeah, nice guy as well. Seems like a good lad.
That's it. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.